Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully the sound is a bit better this time. Live on Llama Island, where the storm is certainly kicking up. Although it seems it will be between 6 and 9 p.m. today that the observatory says they might raise the T9 or the rare T10 signal. It was half a decade ago since we saw one of those. So Hong Kong and Llama Island here has been hunkering down. Taped windows, rooftops have been secured, and some supermarket shelves have been cleared of goods. A few surfers, despite government advice, were out this morning on a big wave bay over on Hong Kong Island, and the observatory hoisting that T8 signal that shuts down the city at 2:40 a.m. this morning. Flights, rail, ferries to the city, all halted. The stock market, of course, closes. This costs the city millions of dollars, of course. Schools all closed, and most businesses. Now, of course, a lot of the restaurants, as we'll see when we go walkers in a moment, like to continue opening, but we'll see if they remain open if we end up in a T10 situation. Hong Kong, as you probably know, has amazing infrastructure when this happens to withstand typhoons, to prevent, landslides and flooding. You see the slopes with all the concrete, the refuge shelters are open, and vast runoff and sewer systems to cope with the big flooding. So with this being one of the most, densely populated cities, it's been built up over decades. So it's it's rare that we see any injuries or deaths. But if you go back 5 years to when we saw a storm of this measure, and some reckon it might be even stronger than Mangkhut, we saw 200 injuries and $500 million worth of damage. So I think we're going to have a quick stroll around Llama and have a look at some of the swells. That's the old pier there, and that was completely covered with water this morning. And the last time we saw a storm like this, the shoreline was lapping right up to the top of these walls, where you can see all of the restaurants that are usually open have closed. We are in a vacant restaurant, actually. Now, Chief Executive John Lee, my dog is very unimpressed with this situation. You can see some of Llama Grill in this restaurant, a couple of others, a couple of dim sum restaurants are still open. But otherwise, there is, it's big when the government do a press con, as they did yesterday. 20 government departments have been put on alert. Chief Executive John Lee has said that they should prepare for the worst case scenario, and thousands of personnel are on standby this afternoon and into tomorrow. Since it's only traveling at about 10 kilometers an hour at the moment, here we see a couple of open restaurants, mostly all closed. Since it's moving quite slowly, it is losing some power, but China has already put the southern region on the highest alert. So we will see if we'll go up to the T9 or T10. The MTR has already said that the trains that travel outdoors and the light rail system are going to be shut down. So no ferries in or out here, although the eateries, I'd say about half of them are open. And that's a situation at the moment on Llama. If you keep an eye on our social media, we will have bang up-to-date updates as this storm approaches into the evening. That's all for now from Llama Land.